In my first 4 years, I failed way more than I succeeded at that.
Mastery is an incredible step because this is also where you get to test yourself. This is actually a very humbling process.
Ralph Waldo Emerson's quote, he said, "When you meet an individual who has found their limitations, they become boring."
And I think the truth about financial freedom is that it's just about safety. It's like if I have, X number of dollars in the bank that's compounded, that I have like this nest egg or some wealth, then I'm safe.
Hi, I'm Dave Conway, and I'm here with my wife, Jacqueline. Welcome to the 30-Day Year. On this podcast, we're sharing stories, ideas, and philosophies to show you what it takes to turn your annual income into your monthly income. I've learned that the first step to creating a 30-day year is entertaining new ideas that might at first appear strange or even laughable. But stick with us as we reveal that this idea is a very real way to build success. Our plan is to spark curiosity into what you're capable of achieving by exploring ideas around freedom, contribution, work, life, everything. The content may even disturb your perception of life a bit too, which we hope it does. This podcast is not about us, it's all about you. So sit back, relax, and come in with an open mind. Welcome to the 30-Day Year.
All right, so today's very exciting. We've just launched an all-new course for our clients. It's called the Conway Coaching System. And it's the exact framework that walks people through how to create a 30-day year. This is how we mentor people. And I just think it's just a very exciting day. It's taken us a while to figure this process out. I remember when we started working together more like full-time, full-on, which was about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were a coach back then.
I don't think I did either.
I didn't know. I was like, I think he runs programs. He's like a teacher, I guess. People would ask me what you do, and I'm like, I'm figuring that out. I think he's a teacher. But
for any marketers that have worked with us,
it's been a challenge.
In the last 8 years, I apologize.
Yeah, God bless you, because it's not been easy.
Very difficult.
It's been tough. It's been tough to just kind of figure it out. And it is, it feels really good because I actually do think we have figured it out. And I remember watching, I think it was a course, maybe it was a course, maybe it was just some videos. It was just about the coaching industry. This was years ago. And I was like, Dave, I think you're a mindset coach. When I finally figured out that, oh, wow, there's this whole industry, massive industry. Because when we really started on this journey together, it was more personal development, I would say. Like we went to lots of Proctor Gallagher events, like with Bob Proctor and stuff like that. And if he were to describe his industry, I would think he would say personal development. So that's what I interpreted your business to be. And then didn't really fully grasp that coaching is a huge part of it. And there's actually there's a massive industry that is just coaching as well. So this process, the Conway Coaching System, is sort of our interpretation, our dent, I guess you could say, on the mindset coaching space and how we have, number one, seen results happen for people, like through a lot of observation, a lot of hands-on observation. Yeah. Like you've coached thousands of people, 10,000 plus people.
Boutique coaching.
Yes, you've worked with people one-on-one, you've worked in groups, you've worked in so many different ways with coaches. I've done a bit of coaching, not to your to the extent you have. So I've seen the inner workings of it, how it works. So it's from, my experience on the business side, your experience in the coaching and sales side, and seeing how this all fits together to create change for people. So this structure, this framework is, I would say, in priority order. So it starts with, the goal setting, which we'll talk about too, but goes from goal setting all the way down through to accountability, and there's steps we'll discuss today. But the beauty is that it seems so simple and elegant, but it's literally taken like 5 years or more, 8 years on your part.
It's taken 8 years.
8 years, because you've been coaching for 8 years, to really distill down this process. And I honestly feel like it's the most exciting thing to me because we can see how every single thing we do, even on this podcast, everything we create for our clients, all of our seminars, I could throw a badge and be like, oh, this is CCS step 3. This is CCS step 6. Like I can see how everything fits together in this puzzle to help people get results. And that makes me very excited, very happy, because it's going to help us help more people.
Yeah, the CCS method has come out of $20 million in coaching sales.
Right.
So we have done $20 million in coaching sales, and the CCS system is the culmination of all that experience, research, data, what's working, what isn't working, to come out all in one nice, concise, tight system. So this is $20 million worth of
business
awareness.
Research.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
$20 million. The $20 million system, we should have called it.
Yeah, we could have called it that, I suppose. So it's very exciting. I'm really happy that this is now in the hands of our clients, and we're going to give everybody a little piece of it at the end of the episode, and so you can at least get started through it and kind of start to wrap your mind around it if you're one of our listeners. So let's go through it. Do you want to just go through it?
Yeah,
I think we should
wait.
just explain it. Okay, so we'll start at the beginning. It's a good place to start. So the first step, which I already alluded to, is goal setting. So obviously, personal development and coaching must revolve around a goal or an objective. Why else would you hire a coach if you didn't have a goal?
Can I get up on the pulpit quick?
Of course.
Okay. So, in my opinion, like, if you're in personal development and it doesn't have a significant, like, goal setting process, and that the whole personal development, your whole journey in it isn't goal orientated, what's going on? Yeah. That's insane. And the reason I'm getting up on the pulpit about it is because I have, I've attracted clients that have been in personal development for 2 decades, 20 years, spinning their wheels, and this is not uncommon. It's actually so common that the personal development industry actually can get a bad name and rap, which is ridiculous. Like, how can you get a bad rap because you're trying to develop yourself? That's insane, but it's really common.
Yeah. And
I have had clients that are in personal development for 2 decades, and the first question I'll ask them, some of these people are $250,000 $1 million into investing in themselves, and I'll say, what's your goal? They can't even answer. Do you know how common it is, Jack, to ask a human being, what's your goal? What do you really want? Do you know how common it is to hear someone actually answer that question clearly and concisely?
It's uncommon.
Exactly.
It's very uncommon. Yeah.
It's like a needle. What's that? Needle in a haystack.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a little animated when I talk about goal setting. Most goal setting processes, I think, are inadequate. Goals have to be emotional. If goals are just intellectual and it's to grow 2% this year, that's not going to stimulate your spirit.
Right.
And I also am a big believer in that if personal development doesn't have a significant spiritual component, how your spirit or your life force, whatever you want to call it, is in relationship to your mind and in relationship to your body and your results in your life, if it doesn't understand that sequence, it's grossly inadequate, because you're a spiritual being, you have an intellect, and you live in a physical body.
Yeah, absolutely. And we need something to go for.
You got to have something that anchors your life. Like, you become what you think about.
That's right.
People don't even know what a goal is.
Tell us what a goal is.
A goal is simply an idea. That's it. Just an idea. It's like you earn $10,000 a month and you want to go to $100,000 a month. That's an idea. That's all it is.
Right.
Now, there's a huge difference between wants and goals, though. Huge difference.
Tell me.
Most people's goals are just a want. So, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? A goal, what's the difference between just a general want and a goal? It's an idea that you're willing to change for. It's an idea that you're willing to sacrifice. You say, I'm willing to give up this, whatever this is, for this. So I'm willing to give up this, my current world, my current version of myself, for this idea. And the further out that idea can be, the more charging it can be.
Yes. I love that you said that it's something that you're willing to change for. I think that's the kind of important statement there. that if you've really found a goal that you're turned on by, that you are like, woo, like my mind's going, I'm getting ideas, you're willing to change for that then. If you can feel the energy surges come in. I know for me, if I've set a goal that's working, I can physically feel it in my body. Like I can feel like my cells like charge up. I'm like, this happened a couple weeks ago. I like woke you up on Sunday morning. I'm like, Dave, we were at the lake with the girls. And I was like, Dave, I have to go home. Like I have all these ideas. And I was literally working in my mind all night on them. Like I can't not go home and do this. And you're like, okay, go ahead. Like we had 2 vehicles. It worked out perfectly. So when your body gets charged up, when you're thinking about it, when you're sleeping, that's usually a sign that you have a goal that you're excited about that is motivating you. That's like turning you on.
Yeah, if you can feel if you can feel the goal in your body, that means it's in your subconscious mind.
Yes. Yeah, I can see that now for sure.
Right? So it's like, yeah, we're just having our lovely, relaxing family holiday up at the cottage, and workaholic Jack, he just had to go back to work.
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm a workaholic. Truthfully, I don't. I wouldn't want to give
classic workaholic.
Like it's tough. Like
Hey,
I do
like
enjoy it.
workaholics.
I do like working. I wouldn't say I'm full on addicted to work, but yes, I can definitely find those tendencies can pull me sometimes. But
we call it obsessed.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
So the first step is goal setting. It's just fundamental. Like the coaching industry is based upon having a goal. So we have to start there. But I do want to say this, because this affects people we work with, like currently, like in our current client base. And I think we have some of the best people in the world in our client base. I really do. There's some phenomenal human beings in there.
Amazing.
I just respect so many of them for many reasons. But the goal can be elusive for some. It definitely was for me for a couple of years. Like I was at seminars, I was doing things, I was journaling, I was reflecting, I was asking myself what I want, I was trying self-image scripting, I was trying all kinds of things to sort of like understand myself or what I wanted better. And it took a while to truly understand what my goal was and how to articulate it. It took years. And so for those that feel that way, that maybe they just have a bit more work to do, like don't worry about it. Just like work through it, work through the process. In fact, we're going to throw the goal setting worksheet on this episode, download it and work through it. Start there, start with that. And, I talk with people in our client base too. I have the chance to do one-on-ones with people or touch base with them at our events in person, which is great as well. And I love to see them in person. But they'll tell me, oh, I just got the goal 8 months later.
Yeah, it's super common.
I just got the goal 4 or 5 months later, a year later. Me, 2 years. Like it takes a while sometimes to work through this. So because the key is that if you're feeling like complacent or bored or frustrated or maybe a bit dulled down or like maybe you had zest at one point and maybe that's gone, it's because you don't have a goal yet or don't have a goal now or in the current form.
You've fallen into goallessness.
Yeah, you've fallen into goallessness. And finding your goal is work. And it's really fun work if you have that attitude.
Yeah, and people without goals are boring. Because what are you going to talk about? The weather?
Yeah, for sure. That's harsh, Dave, but it's, yeah, I guess you're boring if you don't have a goal. Ouch.
It is what it is. Oh. To know the truth, and the truth shall set you free.
Okay.
Hey, I didn't say it. Emerson said it. Ralph Waldo Emerson said that.
Said the quote or told people they were boring?
Ralph Waldo Emerson's quote, he said, when you meet an individual who has found their limitations, they become boring.
Okay. All right. So you're just reciting what's already been said.
What are you going to talk about? The weather? If you had a goal, you'd have way more important things on your mind than the weather. I actually personally believe that if you're going after goals in the right way, every 7 days you should have huge insight into yourself and life itself.
I do agree with that. I think you're right. I think that if you are studying yourself, if you are working towards something, it does continue to open up for you. I do agree with that. Because I can feel sometimes even in my work, I'm like, oh, wow, like this has changed for me, or this approach has changed, or how I want to do this has changed. And it's not that it's like bad change. It's just evolution. It's growth. It's like momentum. And yeah, the goal gives me that like surge, those surges, like waking up on Sunday needing to get this idea out of my head.
Do you want to know what one of the biggest detractors from setting bigger goals is for people that I've picked up along the years?
Well, yeah, tell me.
They give a shit what other people think.
It's a goal killer for sure.
100%. I think it's the number one. It's all fear. They care what other people think, so they're not going to share it because you throw. We're from Ireland, and this is a saying in Ireland: "Don't throw pearls to swine." I don't know if that's a saying around the whole world.
I've heard it.
Yeah. Don't throw pearls to swine. What does that mean? Well, people don't set big goals because they're afraid of getting attacked by other people. You know, when I first started setting my first 30-day year goal, I started getting gossiped about and misunderstood. And people are like, hey, what's up with Conway now? You find Jesus or something, you know? And that's good. I thought, oh, that's a good sign. Because if you're not causing conflict in your environment, if you're not being misunderstood, if you're not being attacked by your family, being disassociated by friends, I just don't think you're doing it right. You're just in the paradigm. You're just in the same old system that you've been living in forever. And people wonder why they're getting depressed. They wonder why they get sick. No goal.
Yeah, I see that. I see that for sure. Are you ready for step 2?
Yeah, we better get off. Better get off goals.
I just want to make sure we hit every step. So, so step 2 is self-image scripting. So this is essentially getting to know the person that achieves the goal. So we start with the goal. We're understanding what we're going after. It's the 30-day year metric, perhaps like the 12x of the income. What are you doing? How are you doing it? How are you developing in character and leadership along the way? Like you get into those nitty gritties, and that's in the worksheet we'll provide. So the next step is like self-image. So who is that person? How do they behave? How do they lead? How do they dress? How do they talk? Where do they live? Even details like what they drive or what house they live in. You could get into that too. But it's like the lifestyle, really. It's like the lifestyle of the person that lives the goal. And I think that I think it's probably the most fun part of it. Because you get to like redesign a life. Like it's really creative, actually. You get to redesign how you dress, how you live, how you behave. It's like you're playing like acting in your own life. Or like you're playing like make-believe. You know, when you take the girls to the children's museum and there's like the whole make-believe area. It's like you get to do that with your life. It's like, oh, here's how I'm going to make my breakfast now. Or here's how I'm going to run my team now. Or here's what I'm going to do for work. If you're pivoting jobs, sometimes people are pivoting jobs, right? So what do you know about self-image scripting? What have you learned over the 8 years?
Well, I know a lot about it.
Well, say as much as you can in like 5-10 minutes max.
Well, let's think about just what the self-image is.
Sure.
So the self-image is an image that every human being on the planet has collected along their journey. It's first formed when the sperm hits the egg. The paradigm is transferred 50% from mom, 50% from dad. The genetic programming has begun, and your body's already set. Obviously, there could be environmental things that will alter it, so that's very important to know that. But you know, your eye color, your hair color, that's all set. Skin color, all that stuff is all set. Your gender, it's all set. So the self-image is formed then, and then when you were born, when you make your grand debut on Earth, then the conditioning starts. So, for example, like I was born in Ireland, and when I moved from Ireland to Canada as a kid, I had an Irish accent, and the kids used to make fun of me because I had an Irish accent. And, where I didn't sit down and say, oh, I want to have an Irish accent. And then now I didn't sit down also as a kid and be like, I want a Canadian accent. You know, this is all environmental conditioning that happens. And your mind is perpetually picking up images all the time. All right, and I'll show you. So just think of a room that you've been in the last 7 days. Right? Maybe a coffee shop you went to, or a building, somewhere you've never been before. You got it?
I haven't been anywhere I haven't been before in the last 7 days.
Well, living large, hey, Jack.
Sorry, I'm just not that adventurous, I guess. Okay, I've got one.
Okay, got one. Where?
It was our daughter's dental waiting room.
Okay, cool. So tell us about it. Just describe a little bit for us.
Well, it's very cute because they've designed it to feel kind of like a Disneyland castle. So there's like castle walls, and there's dragons, and there's Disney movies playing, and there's a little iPad station, and there's a Lego table, And like kids love it. Like even Abby, who's 11, who's, you know, maybe older than that age, is like still loves it. Like it's just cute and fun.
Okay, do you have an image in your mind around Abby playing with something? Was she there?
Yeah, she tried to play with the Xbox, but it wasn't working. It was glitchy. So
she got frustrated?
She just was like, it's not working. And then she sat with me and watched the movie. I think it was like Encanto.
Okay, cool. There you go. See? Yeah. So you weren't sitting there thinking, I want to remember all that stuff.
No.
Right. So all those images are embedded now into your memory.
Yeah.
And that's what the self-image is built. So we have all these images. The self-image is primarily built, Bruce Lipton will say 0 to 8. That's where it's built. Bob, you say around 0 to 5 would be where the substantial portion of it is. So, you know, basically from 0 to 5 or 0 to 8, let's just say 0 to 8, it's built. And all those, who you are, your personality, all those things goes into your subconscious mind and they control you. And that's how you perceive the world. It's how you perceive yourself. So your self-image is a fixed image that you have of yourself, what you believe to be true of the world and what you believe to be true of yourself as well, what you're capable of.
Right.
And most people's imaginations cannot go beyond their self-image.
Right. Well, it'd be very tough at first because it's just what you're comfortable with, right? You'd have to like really push yourself out of there. And you've got so many experiences. Like it's interesting because the word image is singular, but like if I say my self-image, it's a singular word. However, my self-image is like millions of thought, impressions, experiences, ideas, all kinds of things that are in my mind. So to like work through that is very complex.
Yep.
And is I think is the most fun part of it, but is also a bit scary. And also can get a little hairy sometimes because you come up against what you believe and you can find things in there that aren't so nice, or you can come up against beliefs that hold you back, or you can come up against beliefs that just that are counterintuitive to who you need to become. And that can be hard to let go of because it's who you are. It's like if I want to become or if I want to create a 12X in my income or results, and I get up at 11 a.m. every day, but I'm going to have to change to get up at 6 a.m. every day. There's going to be tension for a while. And I know it's kind of a minor example and it can go a lot deeper than that, but that's the kind of thing you're going to come up against. You're going to have to overcome that. Those programmed little tics that we all have.
Yeah. So with the self-image, to change it, we take the goal and we ask ourselves, who is the man, woman, or person that is producing that? And you start to script them out. You start to write them out and write them out and write them out. So I first came across this concept of self-image scripting from my mentor, Bob Proctor. I'd been struggling for 15 years. So I heard the word success when I was 18. And I think it was the worst thing that ever happened to me, truthfully. Okay?
What do you mean? Why do you say that?
Oh, because I spent the next 15 years thinking that the only way to create success is by working hard. And I almost killed myself in those 15 years, and I was never able to create success. So if you're one of those people that is like that, that's been trying for a long time, or trying for some time or a long time, pay close attention to this because it's huge. So I was on a call with Bob Proctor. I'd had my 30-day year goal set, and he just very casually said that he changed his self-image 4 times. And when he said that, it was like the 4th of July went off in my head. And I was like, oh my God, like, what's he talking about? So I interrupted him. I said, say it again. He's like, yeah, I changed my self-image 4 times. Now, what he meant was that there's 4 different versions. He had basically designed himself 4 different times. So there's like 4 different versions of Bob Proctor, 4 different belief systems, 4 different ways of living. And after that call, I started to script out my self-image script, and it changed my whole life. So I started to write out, who is the man that is producing this 30-day year? I started really going deep into them. And I wrote out a 2.5-page document of that person. And every day, right up until the day that I hit my goal of having a 30-day year, I just kept writing that person out over and over and over and over, writing about them. I record them on a voice loop, and I would listen to it over and over and over and over and over. And through that repetition of thought, because you'll change your self-image the same way your self-image was changed, through repetition of thought. So as you script it out, you're really pounding into your subconscious mind those new ideas.
Which is a perfect segue for step 3. if we can dive into step 3, which is integration. So integration is the third part, and it's exactly what you're saying. It's like taking the ideas and saturating them essentially into your mind, making them the new normal. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take days, months, years. It took you 31 months to change your idea of yourself, to start creating consistent 30-day year months, right? So it's a real process, and it's very deep. And I think that it's sort of where we can fall down in the process. This is where you need support from someone to make sure you stick to this. I have, for example, and you told me this, and I've experienced this before, but I get to coach some clients sometimes. It's fun, and I love it. I love working with them. And I do self-love challenges with clients because I always find confidence and faith is something basically every single person lacks on the planet. And so when that issue can come up for people, Wendy or you will send me people and be like, you should work with Jack on this challenge. So for 30 days, people have to write out what they love about themselves. And I love when men do it because they feel so icky about it. And I'm like, that's great. I want you to feel icky about it.
Love? What about like running or
what's
lifting
like
stuff?
cool about me? No, not cool. I want to know what you love about yourself. And I love it because they get weird, and it's awesome. And I think that's part of the shifting of the paradigm, as you say. So I love that. And so I had 5 people reach out and like kind of sign up to do this with me. I've got 1 that finished. And that's with someone actively supporting them, messaging them. 1 finished.
Yeah. What is integration?
What is integration? Okay, so integration is the repetition, right? It's the daily practice. It's, instead of going to the gym and lifting weights that you would work on with let's say a fitness coach, with a mindset coach, this is you going to the gym. It's like mental gym. So it's, writing out the goal. It's visualization. It's affirmation. It's study. It's replacing content or habits in your life with content and habits that are focused on your goal and your self-image, essentially. And then the practices are really simple. Like it can just be writing it. It could be just thinking about it, free flow writing, visualization, which we have other shows and podcasts about. We'll go deeper on in different places. So it's just getting used to your goal, because it's going to be foreign to you at first. Like when you set a goal and you've created a self-image, you have to, as I say, I guess, get in bed with it. I say that a 30-day year is like a sexy idea. Well, you're going to have to get in bed with the sexy idea and make sure it works.
Making
this
love
is getting
to
really sexy, too sexy. So I'm going to reel it in.
That's impossible. There's no such thing as...
It's too sexy? Maybe there is. I'm not...
Hey, Justin Timberlake tried to bring it back a few years ago.
I was about to share a story of how we saw something like in a hotel window recently, but I won't go there. So step 3, that was unreal. It was crazy. Ask us privately sometime if we've intrigued you. Okay, so step 1, step 2, step 3, integration. So that's my take on it. So what's your take on integration?
Yeah, auto-suggestion, visualization. This is a subconscious game. I'm at the place today that I believe that life is a subconscious reprogramming game. And failing reprogramming the subconscious, you're failing going to make the changes that you want to see. Because it's all about habits. And your habits are in your programmed mind, in your subconscious. So integration, it shifts those mental habits. So as I start to write it out over and over and over, I began to benefit from that. And in time, I totally transformed my entire self.
Yeah.
Now, the scary thing is like when I started to script and I started to write it out and integrate it in, it was very, there were some days that was pretty difficult because, you start walking different, talking different, spending money different, dressing different, communicating different, living different, going to different restaurants, taking different kinds of trips, like can be very unnerving. So the integration kept my mind where it needed to be. Earl Nightingale, one of my favorite quotes of all time, maybe my favorite quote, he said, "You are now and you will become what you think about." So your life today is just the culmination of the thoughts that you've been thinking in the past. And if you want tomorrow to be different, all you need to do is start to change your thoughts today, and tomorrow will start to change. And I don't mean like immediately tomorrow. It could be, but in the future, as you start to change, your thoughts today, the future will start to change for you. And that's what integration is all about.
I love it. It's so critical. And having someone to support you through it is huge. And we'll touch on that in a little bit. So step 4 is study. So study is really interesting. When we put this flow together, this workflow. I keep saying workflow at work lately, so it's like on my mind. But this is more of a framework than a workflow.
There's another word you've been saying a lot lately, too. I won't say it here, but there's another word you've been saying, too, that I've been like, that's interesting.
Is it a bad word?
No, it's a fine word.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, where the hell did she pick that word up
I know.
from?
There's certain words that have just been pouring out of me lately.
Yeah, there's this one word. I hear it a lot, like 20 times a day.
What is it?
I'm not telling you.
Ugh, that's so...
Isn't that cruel?
That's bothersome, Dave.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
bothersome.
Sorry.
So, all right. So step 4 is study. So study is really, really important because I think that this is where this is what I actually think the benefit is. You can challenge me on this or maybe you'll agree, but I think this study portion of the way we coach people at Conway is where people actually get to know themselves better. Because this is where I think like the unconscious becomes conscious. Because as you work through the system, like you've set a goal, you've set a self-image, you're integrating it. Now you have to like kind of test yourself. And the test comes through the next step as well, through mastery and like doing the work. But it also comes through this study process. So like all of the mentorships involve study, which is, reading essays or reading with partners, reading with groups, reading on your own. And the material is very carefully selected and curated. It's, work of Napoleon Hill or Earl Nightingale or Thomas Troward or Neville Goddard. There's very specific kind of works that you've chosen for people to study.
Conway approved.
Conway approved,
yeah.
as you would say.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to teach you something I don't know about.
Right. Yeah. And you're very intentional with the works that you've chosen that you lead your calls with.
Do you want to know why I've chosen, like why I'm quite...
Can I get back to that? I just want to finish my thought. Okay. So yeah, the study really anchors everything. It starts to give you a place to play, I think, with the idea of your goal, the idea of your self-image, and the integration ideas. Like integration is so deep. Because you're talking about integrating ideas into your mind. And when you start to open up what your mind is and how minds work, it's endless amounts of information to understand. And so each of these steps goes very deep. And the study is how you can develop the awareness, get to know yourself better. I honestly think you become more intelligent. You become more aware, focused. Like everything kind of comes together through the study. There was one particular... I suppose it was like a sprint, like a 3-week kind of study sprint I did with a coworker. And he and I studied, I think it was controlled attention for 3 weeks. Just from reading Controlled Attention, which is an essay by Neville Goddard, I was more focused at work. I got more done. I let go of projects that I shouldn't have been working on. And I became more effective because I was learning more about myself through the lens of controlled attention and how important it is. Is that a Napoleon Hill essay, actually? It might be Napoleon Hill. Anyways, I read that.
Controlled attention?
Yeah.
I think
it's Napoleon
both
Hill.
of them have a Neville Goddard and Napoleon Hill.
Have a similar essay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I read that one and completely changed how I worked. I did not expect that to come as a result of the study, but that's why the study is so important, is that it's going to make you more effective. So... Tell me more about study.
Well, yeah, study makes you intelligent.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of personal development in the world that doesn't want to make you intelligent. They just want you to just keep getting high on their supply. We did a 30-day year seminar in Toronto a few weeks ago, and I said, I'm trying to make everybody here more intelligent. Because if you want to change, if you want your life to improve, you got to become more intelligent as well. Not just motivated, you got to be intelligent as well. And we select all of our study material because they're growth-based, number one, but also our client base and anyone that studies these ideas will also find peace of mind. So I've met a lot of successful entrepreneurs and a lot of high-performing people, athletes, very ambitious people that are basically depressed. And they've fallen into the grind. They have, why? Because they think they have to. So this material is interesting because we hang our hat on growing rich with peace of mind. So if we're going to grow, understand this, no amount of money, I'm not willing to sacrifice my peace of mind for money. However, if I start to lose my peace of mind, that's because I'm unaware of how to be in control at that phase. So a lot of people back away from growth because they get stressed. Understand that there is a line that you can find where you can have peace of mind and be in a perpetual state of growth all the time. So this is the information that we study, learning how to grow rich in every area of your life while improving and actually expanding your peace of mind.
Which I love. I love that. I think that's very, very countercultural. I think that it's either I have to be chill and not so wealthy, or wealthy and basically like an a-hole. Like, I just think that's kind of like the ideas of the way money works. And so I love that this kind of challenges that, because we have the ability to choose different beliefs. We can play with the ideas. We can challenge status quos. And I feel like that's what is evolving here out of the study step, is that, yes, we want you to hit a goal. Yes, we want you to be improving your habits and improving your identity and working toward that and integrating it, like, going to mind gym. But the study will honestly set you free mentally, because where does freedom live? Truly, where is freedom? Freedom is mental.
100%.
Because I've met rich people that are very trapped.
Yeah, and poor people.
And I've
and
met
mediocre people.
Exactly. It had nothing to do with how much money they had.
That's right.
And so that's very interesting and telling, that our peace of mind, our mental state, is just far more important than anything else.
Yeah. I've met people
and the study will help you get there,
that are worth multiple millions of dollars that don't have the health of the body. So they're not all that free.
No.
So freedom is mental. I don't even think there's anything called financial freedom. I think that that's a myth or a farce. Freedom is mental. And you'll hear a lot of people say, oh, the grind. It's like, okay, where are you grinding to? Like, where's everybody going? You know, like at the end of the day, we're all going to the same place.
Yes, and that's true. And I think
unless you're going to hell.
And I think the truth about financial freedom is that it's just about safety. It's like, if I have, X number of dollars in the bank that's compounded, that I have like this nest egg or some wealth, then I'm safe. And if I'm safe, then I feel like I can take more chances.
Yeah, but then if you don't have the money in place, then what? You're not allowed to feel safe before you have that money?
Well, I think there's like a human nature thing here, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs a little bit going on. But I think that's why we strive for it as humans, like the financial freedom aspect, But I agree with you. I think freedom is mental. I think that's where it starts.
Like, I've never met in person that I'm aware of, like an Eastern mystic. Like, these guys don't have hundreds of millions of dollars in their bank.
Right.
And their influence in the world. And I would assume they have some degree of mental, spiritual freedom. Now, that's an assumption, unless I think that's what they're going after.
Yeah.
Is that.
Enlightenment.
Right. So money's very interesting. It's like, why would I want to earn more money? Well, just because you want to. That's good enough. Mm. It's like, people are like, well, why do you want to earn so much money, Dave? Well, because I want to. What the hell else am I going to do with my life? Do the dishes? What the hell? Like, why are you judging me for going after more and building things, and you're mowing the lawn? It's like, would you be happier if I was mowing the lawn? Makes no sense.
Right. So the study is critical, and I think we should probably just do an episode about study, because I think we could keep on going here. But I want to move on to step 5, which is mastery. Mastery is an incredible step, because this is also where you get to test yourself. This is actually a very humbling process, because I know I've been humbled many times, putting myself out there and being like, oh, wow, I'm not quite where I thought I was, or this brilliant idea that I had isn't quite as brilliant as it actually was in my head. And you learn from that. And that comes through, honestly, perpetually, like, getting up and trying again, right? So how many sales calls have you done that you didn't close? Like, many, right? And those are probably the most valuable calls.
In my first 4 years, I failed way more than I succeeded at that. In 2025, I don't know. I might be batting 100%. I'm not sure. Close rate, it's just so good. It's just so good.
But you didn't start so good. like
No,
8-hour sales calls. Like you'd be gone for days. And I'd be like, where the hell were you? And you're like, oh, I was on a sales call. I'm like, for 8 hours? And you're like, yeah, it took that long to sell the person.
I would pitch a tent in their front yard, and when they go to work, I come out, oh, hey.
Like, damn, Dave, that's a long time. Like, shit. It's going to take like 500 years to build a company at that rate.
Yeah.
So.
And this is another separator for Conway mentorship as well, that we ask people to master something, like master a craft. Like, what are you going to master? And it takes a while to master things. I remember I was doing a workshop, and there was a lady in the workshop. She was wearing Lululemon pants, and she was not a fitness instructor. She was in the coaching industry herself, and she was wearing Lululemon pants and, dressed, I would consider inadequate for the workshop formality. And I remember asking her, okay, let's find out, this is what we're doing. This is the exercise we're doing at the workshop. I was like, let's find out where we're at. Like, obviously, you'll be a little bit intuitively finding out where we're at, but let's kind of find out where we are on a scale. So I was like, for the ladies in the house, let's say Oprah Winfrey is the summit. She's the peak. Okay, that's Oprah Winfrey. And she's worth billions of dollars. She's a billionaire, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. World famous, one of the most famous people on the planet. You basically can't say her name and people don't know it. So she's the peak. She's the marker. And I was like, for the ladies in the room, so if she's 100, where are you falling? Like in comparison to Oprah Winfrey, if she's the benchmark. And I had this one lady, the yoga pant lady, she said that she was over 80% of her way to the same level as Oprah Winfrey. So I'm like, okay, well, financially, that would be over $800 million. I was like, how much money do you earn a year? And she was under 100,000. And I was like, okay, well, that's quite the, that's what we call delusional. All right.
Yeah.
Now, delusion, folks, is when someone believes a lie. So an illusion is where there's like a lie, or David Copperfield's doing a trick. That's an illusion. If you believe the illusion, then that's delusion. And then I started asking her more questions. And basically by the end, I got her down from like over 80% to under 10%. And the truth is, she's probably 0.0001%
of her way to
Oprah. Yeah, exactly. And, for me, in my career, I've been mentored by some amazing people, some world-class people, and one of them being Bob Proctor, and I'm really big listener of Earl Nightingale as well. And it's, the people that had a bad attitude towards me or gossiped about me or attacked me, these people, they're not the ones that have ever tempted me to quit. Okay, they're not the ones that have ever tempted me to quit. It's actually the people that are so much further ahead. So my mentors were always the ones that made me feel bad, actually. Because, wow, like, can I actually do that? Can I get to the level of communication of Earl Nightingale? Right? Can I get to the level of speaking as Bob Proctor? Like, we're talking about people that are at the summit, the peaks, world famous.
Well,
it's these mentors that always, they tempted me to quit because it was such a huge benchmark.
And that's why we have to go for something bigger than ourselves. We have to begin to master something and try ourselves out and see how we do. And then we can understand, okay, wow, this is not as easy as it looks. I need to put more time in. I need to get more training on this. I need to invest in myself to get to the place I want to go with this whole thing. Yeah. Like, I remember the day you decided you wanted to get sales training and you wanted to take a job that was purely focused on that to help you just expand the skill. And I think that has paid you several times over because you just sat down and you focused down on that skill. And the story of the woman in the yoga pants is not to like poke fun at the woman in the yoga pants. It's just to illustrate.
I wasn't laughing, was I?
No. But I just don't want people to think that you're, against people here. It's just that, because actually I think you're one of the people I know that genuinely wants to help people win. I know in my heart that you want people to win more than anything. But you're just a little bit of a truth teller. And sometimes people don't always digest it very well. And and so I just want people to know that for her, it's just an exercise in humility. That's what mastery will teach you. And you'll notice and you'll find that the greatest masters are also the most humble. And the reason for their mastery is because of that humility. Because as soon as the ego takes over, we can't learn anything new.
Game over.
And if we're not willing to learn anything new, we're not going to grow. We're just going to stay stagnant. And this applies in all the areas of the Conway Coaching System we've talked about. It applies in the mental work, the goals, the self-image, the integration, and the study. And it applies in your day-to-day life. So, when you're working on mindset and you're working in, let's say, fitness, let's say there's like a few things you want to get coached in, right? That's, anywhere from 1 to 2 hours a day on the high end, let's say. The rest of your day is, working on your business, is doing your craft, right? Yeah. Like coaching the people, doing the sales calls. Me, it's leading the team. It's building systems, building courses, building marketing campaigns, like building these things out, right? That's what I do. And of course we want to master it, right? Like we want to get good at it, right? And so if we want to hit the goal, we have to be willing to accept that we have to focus and we have to get good at something. And it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, masters know where they're going and they also know where they are.
Yeah.
So they know where they're going. So here's the 30-day year goal. Here's the North Star. And they also know where they are. So that's the humility part. So they're dreamers, but they're also grounded. They're like grounded dreamers.
Right. It's awesome.
Huge.
It's really, really, really important. Okay. Step 6 is accountability. This kind of ties back to my story about the self-love people. So I know that the person that finished, like the accountability she said is what forced her to do it. And I was like, this is why I do this. It's why I am here willing to let you, be in contact with me for these 30 days, because I know that you need that person to just kind of give you the pressure. Like, are you doing it? Are you doing it? Internally in our team, I tell Wendy, I'm going to do something. It's like, well, shit, I got to make sure I get it done. Like she's relying on me.
Tell them your secret to getting stuff, to producing something.
Oh,
tell them your secret of accountability.
My secret is to schedule it. So you came to my office last month. You were like, when are we going to get this thing done, this course done? I was like, let's book a team training. And we have to have the course done in time for the team training. So lo and behold, it was done, recorded by the time the team training rolled around.
You'd be shocked, you'd be shocked how much deadlines do
I
to
love
the business.
It. But I've always been in an event-based workplace, and I love the structure that it brings. And I could literally, on one piece of paper, write out the schedule of events, and I know exactly what my year is, and I know exactly what I'm working on. And I just focus on that. And then the organization makes money and it grows. You know what I mean? Like it's so simple.
Immediate urgency.
It does. Like the pressure of an event is just essential. My personality is built that way. If there's no event, if there's no if there's not something that, our situation, I should say, where someone relies on me, I'm not doing it. Well, I just know it.
I think a lot of people are like that. Like you think of the university student, the test is tomorrow. They cram, right?
Yeah.
Now, cram is not great for tests, by the way, but to put these self-governing, like to make you pull and draw more efficiency, more productivity, more focus, you get very selective with your time too when you have tight schedules, because then you're like, okay, well, I can't do that. So you find you like dick off less, and the mind produces great results. So 100% scheduling is a game changer.
It is.
It's yours and it's ours secret weapon.
But the key is that like deadlines aren't enough. It's almost like it needs to be either an event or a deadline where someone else is relying on it.
That's right.
And then as soon as that kicks in, I cannot disappoint that person.
That's right.
And I have to get it done. And that accountability built right into that practice is honestly how
someone flying across the country to come and hear what you have to say. Yeah. You bet your bottom dollar, you bet your ass you're going to be
ready
producing it. Yeah.
Yep. And there's been the odd time even in this company few years ago now, I was up till 4 a.m. making sure we were ready. But now our systems are so much better now that I'm ready weeks ahead.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting better. And that's the whole point. So that's the Conway Coaching System. I'm going to swear it's kick-ass. I think it's so great. I honestly think it'll help you do anything you want.
It's so kick-ass. It's over 10,000 coaching calls.
Yeah.
Over 10,000 coaching calls, $20 million in coaching sales. And honestly, I feel like it's just the beginning from all that information.
It is.
But that's what produced the Conway Coaching System, from goals, the way we teach goals, the way we teach self-image and identity scripting, the way that we teach integration, the study, the mastery, and the accountability. A lot of time and money has gone into that.
Huge.
So if there's anyone here listening, in the show notes, you'll find that there is a goal setting exercise that you can do. It's how we teach all of our clients, step one in the Conway Coaching System. And if I was to say to anybody, if you're thinking about doing a 30-day year, or you're entertaining of doing it, or you've been having trouble with goal setting, or maybe you've been trying for a long time and you're not seeing the results, then, do a reset for yourself and go do the exercises in the goal setting in the show notes.
100%. It's so great. And it also includes our 9 rules to effective goal setting. So it'll show you exactly how to write it out. And it's awesome. You'll love it.
Hey there, if you enjoyed today's podcast, leave a review, hit subscribe, share with a friend, and have a fantastic day.
Produced at
Sound Lounge by T-Bone.